I were to tell you that slavery is still a thing in the United States to this day, would you believe it? Imagine you were one day ripped out of your normal life by some stranger, even a friend or a romantic partner, and forced into labor, prostitution, and slavery overnight. Nothing you can do to stop this is from happening to you, and if you try to, they will kill you. This is human trafficking, and it is a form of slavery. I've researched this topic to learn all that I can about the problems this faces in the world we live in. From a survey recorded from 11 people, 7 out of 11 people strongly agreed that human trafficking is a form of slavery, and 8 out of 11 people strongly agreed that human trafficking is a huge issue that needs to be fixed in the United States and all over the world. Human trafficking is a huge problem all over the world, and millions of people fall victim to it each year. This needs to be solved and stopped because it's the worst form of invading human rights. Now let's talk about what this terrible removal of human rights actually is. Human trafficking is a form of slavery that millions of people get forced into each year. People are forced into agriculture, hospitality, restaurants, and domestic work, prostitution, and many other industries. The way traffickers find their victims can come from many different things. According to Homeland Security, traffickers trick their victim by pretending to offer help, being romantic partners, or pretending to be their friend. They also look for people that would be the most vulnerable and then force them into sex slaves or labor. Victims can be women, men, and children of any age, race, or religion. Many people think that the United States isn't part of the problem, when in reality, the United States is one of the worst countries with the problem, with more than 199,000 reported cases each year. According to the World Population Review, the top 10 worst states are Nevada, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Delaware, Ohio, which we live in, Missouri, California, Texas, and Michigan. The cause of this problem is because there are evil people in the world that are driven by money. There's a thing called the black market for a reason. This is where terrible people sell terrible things just to get money. The more money something is worth that's offered, there is going to be a demand. If someone is able to make a lot of money from it, they're going to do anything in their power to make it happen. When it comes to their happiness and someone else's rights and suffering, it doesn't matter to them. As long as it makes their life better, they don't care how many people suffer in the process. In conclusion, there needs to be a solution to this problem. After these victims get saved, it's really hard to get back into society again. We need to come up with a solution to stop human trafficking, and I have. Now, the solution is simple, but it takes work from everyone to be able to accomplish this. Way to solve this problem is to knowing what to look out for the signs if someone is a victim to this crime. Then also have the government spread their majority of their resources to finding and stopping the people in charge, as well as boycotting companies and products that are made by victims of human trafficking. According to the Polaris Project, knowing the signs helps, and also it's important to keep a lookout to those closest to you. If you learn the signs and the context of the situation, you are less likely to fall victim. The government has a lot of resources. Everyone knows that. If they were able to spread more resources leaders of these trafficking rings, you can stop a lot of this from happening. Like the saying goes, if you want to take out the hive, kill the queen. If you boycott companies built off of human trafficking, you also limit the demand for the slaves because they aren't selling enough products. If you don't have the demand, then you don't have buyers. There are ways to solve this problem. We just need to better educate ourselves on what they are. Next, I'll talk to you about how life would be if we implemented these rules. Imagine a life where you don't have to look over your shoulder while you're walking alone, where slavery was really dead and just a part of history. The world is now a much safer place for your families and friends and children. You no longer have to worry about them playing alone outside. There's no more anxiety and waiting anxiously for your child to come home from work at night. You don't have to feel the need to check your surroundings or worried about being followed when you walk alone. The world would be a much better and safer place for your loved ones. In conclusion, now that you know what the problem is, what are you going to do to solve it? You now know what you need to do to help solve this problem, so what are you going to do to make the world a safer place? According to human trafficking, there's over 2,000 cases a year in the United States alone dealing with human trafficking, and with the easy steps that you can make a difference. Imagine what it would be like with no more fear of the world and the people around you. You can help these victims be saved by just simply helping educate yourself and others. The world would be a safer place because there's no reason to worry. By helping to boycott companies built off of human trafficking, you can also save the lives of so many people. This is a call to action. Visit polarisproject.org/recognizing human trafficking to learn more about the signs of human trafficking and donate to help save a life. Make sure to call the Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888. I repeat, 1-888-737-7888 if you see any suspicious activity in possible cases. Slavery is still a crime that happens to this day. Just because it's illegal doesn't mean that it's not happening in the background. You have the power to stop this horrendous crime. The question is, what are you going to do?